What's up, folks? You are tuned into the Failing Frequency. I am Ethan.
And I'm Mike.
And me and Mike, we like Star Trek.
Yeah,
We
occasionally.
proper like Star Trek, we do. So we like to get together and send out this subspace message to discuss the recent Trek news, recent Trek properties, like Lower Decks, and all things Trek related. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, I'm surviving.
We've had some time off.
We had a week of not doing much.
Yeah.
Say that.
Well,
There was stuff. Yeah.
You journeyed up to the
To the
stark
highs of
yet
Scotland.
beautiful highland of Alba. I had to deal with scores of mourning royalists.
Yeah.
Um,
Such is life.
mate, I'm fucking knackered.
Mm.
The whole country's had to come to a fucking standstill, except me.
Yeah.
I work in hospitality, and even we got told that we had to cut hours because everyone's in mourning, and it's appropriate for everywhere to cut hours. But the thing about when no one's at work is they
Everyone
go
wants to go
to the pub and they go to restaurants instead.
Mm.
So I'm feeling it.
Que sera. But unfortunately, the week that we took off was not only monarchy dying, it was Star Trek Day. So we were newsed up, and we had Lower Decks to do, and this week we've got Lower Decks to do as well. So
Mike left me in charge of editing something together, and I just failed spectacularly.
yeah, if anyone wants to buy even a computer,
please
fantastic.
do. If anyone wants to,
just one of the speak and spell, like my first computer for kids would probably beat.
I would really like just like a night in a hotel.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to pay for me, go sleep in a big bed in a hotel one night.
Yeah.
And maybe like a money off spa coupon. I'm not asking for much. But
anyway, let's talk Star Trek.
Let's get into some of the recent news. Starting off with Star Trek 5 and 6, The Final Frontier and Undiscovered Country have been released on Ultra HD 4K Blu-ray DVD. Which this now means that all of the original 6 Star Trek films are available in a format that makes it look like they were filmed tomorrow.
Yeah. I can't wait to legally acquire the Undiscovered Country.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, big news for lovers of physical media.
Yeah.
But I'm no fan of physical media personally.
I used to be.
Same. But
I've got all the discs for all the movies somewhere, so I'm just acquiring them now in a slightly better quality.
I have them on VHS somewhere.
Nice.
And I'm happy with that. Like, I just don't. I wouldn't say I'm a hoarder. The people in my life might.
Yeah.
But I just can't add a bookshelf full of DVDs to that.
No, especially when all the movies are on Paramount Plus, the one streaming service we all need.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, do you reckon they'll put those 4K editions up on Paramount Plus anytime soon?
Well, it doesn't matter in the UK in that they only stream 1080p.
Exactly.
And even if they did stream 4K, the 4K that you get on a stream is probably, it's midpoint between 1080p and 4K anyway. So
yeah,
like it fucking matters.
What can you tell? Are you there? Like,
yeah. It's the reason why I bought a TV that was outrageously sized. Yeah.
Oh man, to have a working TV.
Yeah, that as well. Even
My
also
TV
needs a
broke.
TV. If you have a first,
Yeah, if
like
anyone can
my
buy me a
first
TV,
TV,
my TV broke.
yeah.
My TV broke. My computer's fucked.
But what's next bit of news? Let's
Next
keep
bit of
rolling
news.
through.
Let's roll on through. Is the Prodigy game trailer, which this is one of the
Yeah.
2 bits of news I just learned from you. How does it look?
Not great, if I'm honest. I'm not going to say terrible. Again, a reminder: Prodigy, 10 episodes done.
Does
so
it
far.
look like Prodigy?
Yeah, it looks like they've downres the models a fair bit, and it looks like, I don't know, maybe a Lego game. You know, where you can take one player, and if you've got a second person, they can run around with a second player.
Okay, cool.
It looks a bit like that.
Oh, teamwork.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like
Because
Is it?
Prodigy-
It's for kids. It'll be like a Roblox.
It's definitely a kids game. Like
Yeah.
the closest Trek game I can think of is maybe Encounters or DAC back in the day, PlayStation 2 games. But you know, instead of controlling ships, you're controlling whatever their names are. I have forgotten. Gwen and
Stacy.
yeah, Gwen
and
Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Do they both die?
Yeah.
Sweet. PS2
Excellent.
games were awesome. You could just fucking mount the curb and just start running people down.
Perfect. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a kids game. And you know, kids games are kids games, aren't they?
Yeah, man. I hope that it is good for development.
Yeah. Well, anything to get more kids in. The only way Trek is going to survive past our generation is having kids who like Trek as well.
Absolutely. That's definitely the Failing Frequencies general stance on Prodigy.
Yeah.
Might
not be totally for us. You know, I think it's a fine series. I can't remember all of it now.
Yeah, but we have to be nice about it.
I don't have to be nice.
We don't. Well, I mean, we don't have to be nice about it, but we do when kids are around.
Oh yeah,
like,
when kids are around.
Yeah. Like my partner's kid, he's watched Prodigy.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And then he watched some of the animated series, and he was much more into that.
Really? Oh, fair enough.
Well, it's more dramatic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Old style animation can be kind of haunting at times.
Yeah.
So like when kids watch it, they're like.
Sometimes I wake up from nightmares.
Kind of creepy. Yeah, man.
That game. Then there was also to promote an expansion pack to Fleet Commander. That game, I believe you can play it on an iPad. I've never played it myself, but it looks like one of those stupid card game.
Oh, that one. Oh, that one.
I think it's that one. There was a 40-minute DS9 roundtable this week with IGN.
Man. Yeah, I didn't know about this. I was at work.
Yeah. It was all right. It was better than some of the panels we're going to talk about in a minute.
So who was there?
So IGN host Scott Kalora from Another Trek podcast, then Nana Vista, Colin Meaney, and Terry Farrell. So, you know,
I'm going to be watching this when we finish.
So, some of the best actors you can get from DS9 that are going to show up without a jazz piano.
Yeah. Gosh. So what were some of the memorable talking points?
Oh Christ! Now you're asking questions. One thing I didn't know was before Terry Farrell was cast, they tried going for Famke Janssen. They tried to cast her in the role, which didn't know. It's a new one for me because she was talking about how they were testing, you know, the makeup, the original Trill.
Oh yeah.
And day by day they were getting smaller and smaller until they just went, no, you've had a good looking woman and made her ugly. Do something about it.
Just do man. Famke Janssen.
Yeah.
Bit of a few that have been even more sly trips to the Hollow Suites on DS9. If that had happened, let me tell you, Famke Janssen. Do you? So speaking of public appearances by large groups of Star Trek alumnus, there's going to be a all Next Generation crew panel at Comic-Con. Now, which friggin' Comic-Con is this? It's New York Comic-Con. It's going to have a whole bunch of them. Are you excited for this? We've got Sir Patrick Stewart, Jonathan Frakes, LeVar Burton, Gates McFadden, Spiner, Marina Sirtis, and Michael Dorn.
I wonder if
fuck you, Denise Crosby.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll try and squeeze out from Spiner if he's going to be playing an android, which he will be, or a human, which he might be against.
Hey man, he might be a ghost.
Yeah. Oh, watch out, Bev.
Oh. She's like, I don't know. There's just something about him.
I've already got one ghost boyfriend. I don't know if I can do two. Yeah.
I reckon Denise Crosby will get fucking brought out part of the way in. That'll be one of those things where they'll be like, actually, I think that question is probably a better question for someone else who we've actually got backstage.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised because of what we're going to talk about in a bit. The captain of the Titan hasn't been announced yet, and is supposedly a half decent actor. So I'm wondering if we'll get a announcement / bring on stage of bring them on of that person.
Oh, I hope they do it in character like Loki.
Yeah. Like Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, sounds exciting.
Yep.
Star Trek is releasing a fucking sweet Bird of Prey Playmobil set. And I'm just looking at it now, and it's
Yeah, you get the Bird of Prey, you get Kirk, you get a couple of Klingons, and you get a bit of Genesis that is tearing itself apart.
Oh mate, I haven't seen like an advert for this, but do you remember the Playmobil Enterprise set?
Yeah.
Do you remember the advert for that?
Oh no.
There was an advert, and it was literally just like a minute of them, like, cutting them, showing like, the features of the Playmobil set, cut between 3 grown adults sat around a coffee table admiring it.
Yeah, this is the reason why you need kids, joining the Trek fandom. Well, you can't just have grown men just handing around Playmobil.
Yeah, because if Star Trek is only like, if all of the fandom of Star Trek is grown adults, then they'll continue charging $500 for this. So the Enterprise was $500. The Klingon playset is coming in a little bit under. I think it's just shy of $399. Final, the saddest news that's probably happened in the past week. And it's something that we're all having to deal with, and that is Star Trek losing every award they were nominated for at the Emmys and the Hugo Awards. I mean, it's to be expected when Star Trek is nominated for like dramatic awards sometimes in mainstream stuff, but losing all those technical awards. Losing a makeup award to Pam and Tommy.
I mean, did Star Trek have a talking penis?
Did Pam and Tommy?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's worthwhile watching the clip. I haven't watched the movie. I've seen the clip of the talking dick.
Seen the clip of the talking dick. Found it on the internet. Like.
Generally speaking, though, what aliens were in. I suppose there were a fair number of aliens in Disco.
Yeah.
but there weren't that many
Romulans.
in
There were
New
Romulans.
Worlds.
There were there were in Picard, but like nah, that's not. The thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Disco had a bunch of aliens.
Yeah.
Disco had a weird Ferengi.
Hmm.
But like, was the talking penis a makeup effect?
I don't know. The
You
big
know?
tits were.
They lost
They lost outstandingly.
they
did
did
well in
lose
losing.
outstandingly.
Yeah.
They lost sound editing for a comedy or drama series to Stranger Things. That's
Yeah.
Picard and Strange New Worlds. Picard lost outstanding prosthetic makeup to Stranger Things. Again,
Very
kind
fair.
of fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, outstanding period and/or character makeup, non-prosthetic, to Pam and Tommy. And outstanding fantasy and sci-fi
Non-prosthetic.
costumes to What We Do in the Shadows. This is bullshit.
Yeah,
This is-
I didn't see. I'm way behind on what we did in the shadows.
This is the fix is in, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
The thing is, as well, Patrick Stewart already won for Picard season 1 Best Actor in a drama or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's not-
I thought at the
that's not
time was
Star
like a gimme
Trek.
prize.
That's not
No,
Star
no,
Trek.
it was
That's
part of
just a
Picard.
lifetime achievement award for
Yeah.
for a god. What do you even call Sir Patrick Stewart? A fucking paragon of the craft.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but he can't get it for season 3 now because they can't give him 2 lifetime gimmies, can they?
fuck it, why not? It's Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
The biggest no shit Sherlock, I think by far, is Lower Decks losing the Hugo for it's a big long award. Lower Decks lost the Hugo for best dramatic presentation short form. They lost against The Expanse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
How the fuck's The Expanse counting as short form?
Oh, because it was for I think it was for one of the shorts. I think.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah.
But yeah, deserved to lose. You know, we might like Star Trek here, but we're
But
not.
The Expanse
we're
is
not
very, very
ridiculous fanboys to say it needs to win every award.
good. Yeah, man. Like, The Expanse definitely deserves a couple of them. Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, it's nice when obviously, like, all of this being said,
Awards are bullshit.
awards are bullshit. The general
Yeah.
failing frequency stance on award ceremonies is, but it is nice. It is nice when
Yeah.
Star Trek wins,
Especially
but I
for
think-
people behind the camera who don't get brought up
Yeah.
on stage once every month.
Well, that being said, they're usually if fucking Star Trek usually wins anything, it's those guys. What I think Star Trek needs is some real prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Star Trek's always hiring Shakespearean actors. I want to see someone in Picard and or Strange New Worlds full on ugly cry,
Yeah.
and I want to feel it. If fucking John Cena can make me feel it when he ugly cries in Peacemaker,
Yeah.
then fucking Sir Patrick Stewart should be able to.
When he's doing his death throes in Picard season 3. I'm
Yeah,
dying
man.
again. I'm dying
Yeah.
for the second time in 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. But I don't reckon it's going to happen. We're in too much of a golden age of
Yeah,
television for Trek to win every award, or for them to just half-ass and win awards. But let's do Star Trek Day anyway.
Man. Star Trek Day.
What did you think about the overall event?
The overall event. I sat and watched it. You were embarking on a perilous journey.
Yeah.
You, I believe, you got off light.
I watched.
The rest of us had
most
to
of it.
watch that. I'll say some good things first.
Mhm.
everyone was trying their very best.
Most people were trying
Most
their very
people,
best.
the people that were trying
Yeah.
Apparently, like just judging by the execution of the event, most of the work that went into it has obviously happened in the past few days. Like, it overall not disjointed. I will say direction, not even directionless, just chaotic, disorganized.
I don't think it was. So I've got disorganized here. I've got not well paced or set out.
Definitely not well paced.
The one of the final things that you leave on for the day, you know, comedians, they always say, tell your tell your best joke last and your second best joke first, or the other way around. And the best joke, or the last thing, one of the last things we said was, "Oh, here's a podcast," and he was like,
"Yeah." They ended on an announcement of a podcast. They
Yeah.
ended on an announcement of a podcast.
Yeah.
The whole event from beginning to end was filled with moments where like Paul F. Tompkins was like looking at the teleprompter and like being all confused and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like and people saying like, you know, listening in on stuff and like not getting messages from the control room to their ear.
And I thought the guys, I don't want to put them down too much because, as we say, it doesn't seem like a too organized event. But the guys in the control booth who were doing the mics for people, doing the audio, people would be walking off stage talking and thinking, you know, or saying to each other, well, that didn't go too badly. And the mics would still be live. And you go like, the second people start walking off a stage, just kill the mics, because it happened.
Yeah, mate.
3 or 4 times in the bits that I saw. And it's like, fuck you doing?
Like there was way too much improv going on.
Yeah.
There was a lot of vamping going on. There was clearly no copy written. Like nothing had been like, the structure of the day had not been planned well enough. There was at one point, I think it was Patrick Stewart that was like, where like Paul F. Tompkins was like, well, I don't really know where to go. And Patrick Stewart just started reading his teleprompter for him. Like, it says it there.
Do you think, you know, there was stuff that was missed from the day? Like a load of the news that we've talked about there, none of that appeared in Star Trek Day when it probably could have and should have. There was no talk about Resurgence, the other game, on Star Trek Day. Do you think this warranted a day? The amount they showed, do you think it warranted a day? Bear in mind, there's Comic-Con coming up and there's like stuff last month as well.
No. And like the thing, no, I don't think that this merited a day. I don't understand what that day was. It was kind of like an exposition, it was an expo. Like it was like Star Trek Day usually has just been like a presentation of like a few interviews. I think this is the first live Star Trek Day that we've had in a few years.
Was the one last year? What wasn't the one on? Because I
there was a lot of online stuff. They had like some. They had an event going, but most of this they had a lot of like, you know, online, you know, video panels and stuff. And so I guess they kind of. That just like left a lot more wiggle room and a lot more opportunity to do stuff. You know, we didn't have Geordie's kid presenting, which is sad. But she's hopefully been filming Star Trek Picard season 3. Yeah.
But so's Picard and Patrick Stewart, and Patrick Stewart was there.
I'm pretty sure that. It's man,
and
rough.
You know, I'll only say they're terrible once, and then I'll leave it. Reggie, what's his name?
Reggie Watts. What the hell?
Wasn't worth it. Don't have.
No, I love Reggie Watts.
Yeah,
I love Reggie Watts.
I can leave him. But what was he doing? He was just like almost beatboxing between stuff, and then the audio again. They just bring up the next presentation song.
Yeah,
And,
and it didn't fit. He didn't even like. I went back and looked, and I'm like, I'm sure when he's doing his loop thing, I'm sure he has more stuff than that,
yeah,
than just one little thing.
apparently not.
Um,
Not for this.
like,
And the
that
second
was
person
that was fucking weird.
I'll half shit on is Brian, whatever it is, Posehn.
Brian Posehn, right?
Posehn.
Right. Brian Posehn is a very funny comedian, right? And he is a fucking right. Listen, right? Brian Posehn.
He wasn't then. He wasn't that day.
He has put in the hours. He's a veteran stand-up comedian. He's seen some shit and he's done some stuff.
Then
he's a very funny man.
Then what the fuck happened?
But at one point during his show, he does say that he had to rewrite some jokes. So like when you do stuff like that, you do put your material forward.
Yeah.
And then they can say you can't make that joke. You can't make this joke. You can't make that joke.
Is he normally like too blue then? Is he? Because
yeah, he's a blue. He's definitely.
Then don't have him. Then don't have him. Pick someone who isn't, and you don't have to do that. Who can make a joke that is,
I don't even think that it's he's not blue as in like he's not going to talk about like fucking fingering people or anything. Yeah. But he's gonna, it's more that like I think they're trying to project an image, and I think that like they must have got him to edit some of his jokes. I think that maybe he was making like by the sounds of what the set that he did have, maybe he was making fun of the motion picture too much, or like they just kind of turned it into.
Who the fuck cares though? Because there's that Star Trek Day is half an investor event for Paramount, and it's not really pushing the old Star Trek at all. Was there anything to do with old Star Trek? Like pre 2006?
Oh my god.
Then why do you talk about shitting on TMP?
Well, they were doing improv comedy shit. I believe Nicholas Meyer was being told that he has to go out on stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like they're like, I think he's like being rushed in. He probably entered the building.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing when they fucking bring him out, his whole talk on the thing that he announced was very sleepy.
So should we just do that now and get it out of the way? So they keep on threatening that they'll do a Khan TV show. And I certainly haven't wanted it. And it wasn't even going to be set during the 90s, during the war. It was going to be set on SETI Alpha 5.
Yeah, no.
And thankfully they've gone, well, we've turned this into a podcast. So now there's a 3-episode podcast drama thing, scripted drama, that is the SETI Alpha 5 drama.
I'm probably going to enjoy that more.
Yeah, I suppose you can listen in a car or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't see what's exciting about SETI Alpha 5. SETI Alpha 6 blows up, and then all his old mates die, and he just has to look after kids. What's exciting about that?
It's just going to be weird. It's just going to be like genetically enhanced superhuman version of Lord of the Flies, followed by a genetically enhanced
All in the Family
version of
Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yeah.
Since everyone in Wrath of Khan is either like 15 years old or Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
I mean, in podcast form though, like in an audio format.
Yeah,
completely fine.
Nowadays they're doing like
probably gonna
Tales of the Batman and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wolverine,
it's cool.
So, yeah. Let's talk about the actual things for Star Trek Day though. So
yeah, man. So on my list of things on my list of actual revelations, first up, light one, not massively exciting, but they've finished filming season 2 of Strange New Worlds.
Yay!
Excited.
Woo! Which means
Dead
they must have done the crossover app, I suppose.
Yeah, they filmed
Mhm.
that. They finished filming that not long before they announced it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we got a clip that seemed like it was from an Ortega's episode. So
Yeah.
what we were after last year looks like it's coming through, really.
Yeah, Ortega's had the voiceover. It was like Helm's officer's log.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And
and they were sad in that clip.
they were. And the other Strange New Worlds news was Carol Kane, who I know best as the granny from the Addams Family.
Yes. The fun landlady from the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
The apartment building that they live in. There is one of my favorite jokes of all time is the running gag in the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt that their building that they live in is actually secretly a boat.
Yeah.
Somehow.
She's going to be the new engineer of the Enterprise next year after
she's going to be
Hemmer's
awesome,
death.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet she's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. What kind of character do you think she's going to have?
It wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't play it a bit similar to the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Well, like very weird.
Yeah.
Very obscure. Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking more like, I reckon we'll probably get something like a Pulaski.
Yeah, quite
Or
possibly.
maybe we'll get like really nice, matronly.
Possibly.
Or maybe she'll be a fucking smackhead.
Yeah, less likely, but who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. But that Strange New Worlds is coming 2023, obviously.
Woo!
By the sounds of it, before Discovery.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't know why or how, but we also had news this week of Discovery had just finished writing the current season. It's mid-shoot, obviously, but they just finished writing it.
They've just finished writing the current season. But on Star Trek Day, we got a set tour.
I know.
We got a set tour by that handsome doctor man.
Yeah, Wilson Cruz and his massive biceps.
Yeah, they were taking up like 3/4 of the screen.
Yeah, but what they always did with Trek, anyway, is they started shooting. When you're doing 26 episodes, they started shooting TNG before they had every episode done. And
yeah, but that was
nowadays they seem to do that anyway, even though they're procedural.
That's when they made TV the way that they used to make TV. Though,
yeah,
where everything was thing. If you're with Discovery, it's all one story.
Yeah.
So,
which you'd think you'd write in one go, hopefully, and touch wood. They've plotted out the story, so at least they've gone like, and this episode, this happens.
Now it's been a couple of years since I did film studies and did script writing. But it is my understanding when you write a story that you should have a basic outline of the of what they call the act structure, which is essentially the beginning, the middle, and what they call in technical terms the ending.
Yeah.
Like you need to know where the story's going. So if they've just finished writing it now.
I know, it seems strange. And last season of Discovery, we had a beginning, we had a middle that went on far too long, and then we had an end. So
yes, it had two middles.
Yeah. Let's go find the 10C. No, we can't. We need to do this first. No, let's go find
the 10C. How about let's
no,
go do it though? No. Sad.
Cry.
Let's go find the 10C.
Yeah. Oh, we've got 2 pilots and 2 ships that can jump around the universe, and we've got 2 plans to what we should do. What should we do? Oh, I don't know. Let's just, I don't know, only invest in doing one plan. Absolutely waste.
Let's do one plan and be sad.
Yeah. Anyway.
I hope we get to see an exact replica of my main bridge.
Yeah. I can't wait for the next universe-ending threat in Discovery Season 5.
Next bit of news. I'm gonna say let's do Prodigy.
Let's just polish off Disco because there's not much else to say about it.
More to say about? I don't. Yeah,
Tilly's back.
Tilly's back. Tilly hadn't left. Tilly was just elsewhere. She was still on the show.
No, she disappeared for a couple of episodes.
She was still on the show.
She was almost getting that Starfleet Academy spin-off to herself.
Yeah, man. She was still on the show. All they're doing by telling us that, they're just revealing a plot line that Tilly's back on Discovery. She never left.
But we didn't see any Saru. So Saru might
there
not
was
be
one
in it as
bit
much.
where what's his chops? The Saru actor. Goddamn, Doug Jones. There was a bit where Doug Jones, we did see one bit of him, but it had nothing to do with Disco, and it was just him going around the Paramount lot being cheeky.
Yeah. Cheeky boy, yeah.
Oh, he's a cheeky boy.
But that's enough of fucking Disco.
Yeah, big meh.
Yeah.
Prodigy then.
Prodigy.
Prodigy. This is
so
probably
we got a
leading into the action. Yeah, we got a clip of Prodigy. Fucking the outrageous O'Connor's back, baby.
Yeah. Billy Campbell, the Rocketeer, returns after 25 odd years. Yeah.
They are buzzing.
Yeah.
It's one of my
I do like the character. I don't like that he's because Prodigy always struck me as, it's set in the Delta Quadrant again. And I know they're on this super fast ship, but we're already back to the outrageous O'Connor. It's like, fucking hell, that was quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, presumably, because he's, the whole point of him, he's a rogue.
He's an adventurer, yeah.
He probably, for all we know, like the second he left at the end of the episode of TNG, he's just been going in a straight line in that direction since. Yeah. Getting into scrapes and hijinks along the way. Yeah. He's a very likable character. He's designed to be likable.
Yeah.
Like,
you've got to be likable if you're Billy Campbell, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we had the Protostar being chased by real Janeway on the Dauntless.
Yeah, real Janeway.
And they're not allowed to communicate because otherwise it'll deliver living construct, which I imagine is a virus. I can't remember if it
maybe last season. That sounds cool. Interesting.
Yeah, if you want to escape a ship, the outrageous O'Connor is someone I'd have on my team.
I bet he knows. He's like, I know a few tricks.
Yep.
I know a few hiding. I bet he knows a few hiding places.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I bet he knows. I bet that's a thing that he does.
Yeah. And we got a release date for this. I don't think we'd had one before. October 27th. So straight after. What are we watching now? Lower Decks. Yeah.
Cool. And it's all animated. Kids are back at school, so they're gonna want their Saturday morning Star Trek.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be out on a Saturday?
I think it was out on Thursday last time, wasn't it? It's like Rest of Trek.
Sorry, it's such an inconvenient day.
I know. God knows. I'm gonna have to rewatch Prodigy, as I say, because I remember major plot points and the rest breezes over me. I remember someone was called Rock, probably the rock shaped one.
Yeah, I saw a picture earlier on of them in their like academy uniforms, and I was like, oh, I forgot they had those. Those are gross.
Yeah, they're not great, are they? Certainly not colourful. Black and grey.
Yeah. Don't like them. We like colour.
You know what kids like? Colour. You know what kids don't like? Just shades of grey.
Yeah. Do you know
the episode Shades of Grey?
Yeah. Do you know what kids like? Strange, interesting alien planets. Do you know what they don't like? Prison mines.
Yeah.
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 And that's just from two guys who don't even work in fucking children's
Around
TV
kids.
production.
Yeah.
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 I want to talk about while we're on Prodigy.
Mhm.
I would like to talk about my single favorite moment in the entire Star Trek day. And
Yeah.
it's the clip that I
Oh, yeah.
mentioned thing. And it is when during an awkward silence in an awkward fucking disastrous fucking conversation where like no one really knew how to answer any of the questions, and Tawny Newsome didn't really know what questions to ask.
Mhm.
During a fucking like awkward silence, Kate Mulgrew just announced that the Queen of England had died.
Yeah.
And there is in the clip, like you can see Tawny Newsome's reaction to it. Like the other guy's like, "Oh my god, like why did you just say that?"
Yeah.
Kate Mulgrew's just like, "I just said that." Tawny Newsome's like,
Really knows how to keep up the good spirit and the high energy of an event. Just being like, oh, by the way, Queen dead.
"The Queen died,"
Yeah.
and she's just like,
Yeah.
It
wait, hold on. I suppose Janeway would love the Queen dying. The Borg
No.
Queen. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. She was well happy that the Queen died.
Yeah.
The Borg Queen.
She didn't even have to be her future self coming back to ruin stuff. Yeah.
Oh man, honestly, that.
Anyway, Lower Decks. We need to move.
Yeah, man. You've got important things.
I've got to move, man.
Before we get to Lower Decks,
Yeah.
one more piece of three more bits, but we'll breeze through them.
Oh no, I meant Lower Decks as part of Star Trek Day.
Oh, Lower Decks is part of Star Trek Day. Cool.
So it was a clip from an episode coming up called Crisis Point 2. Crisis Point being an episode last season that was a holodeck episode.
Yeah.
And in this episode, you see the Cerritos being attacked by Romulans, and a Sovereign class, the Wayfarer, come in with Captain Boimler, Mariners #1, and Tillian Rutherford. For a fun piece, it might also... do you remember the Vulcan lower decker from last season?
Yeah, I've been curious as to when she'll show up.
Yeah, she might have been in the background of the bridge of the Cerritos. So by then, she might be working on the Cerritos. Who knows?
But yeah, that's funny. His accidental clone.
Well, I don't think it's his accidental clone. I think it's just him.
Yeah. What? Like, yeah, like that's.
It's a holodeck episode after all. He's got Mariner.
Is it a holodeck episode?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not his. So that's not his transporter clone.
No.
Oh, right.
Heavily implied to be a holodeck episode.
Oh, see, I thought that was just narrative, and that was his transporter twin.
No,
and he's already been promoted to captain of a ship.
Already, he went up the ranks that quick.
Yeah, man, it's who you know, and he knew Riker.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure we'll get him back at some point this season, but I don't think that was him at all. Yeah.
All right.
Then Picard. So we got a trailer for Picard, season 3. We did indeed.
Fucking hell.
So Bev,
fucking racking a load.
Yeah, not in Starfleet. On a ship called the SS Ilios, which had a roll bar like it was the NX Enterprise. Being attacked, calling out to Picard. Picard and Riker sitting in a bar, getting a crew together, say they need a ship. They go to Starbase 1, which is a new Starbase 1, not an expanded Starbase 1. And, Riker says, hello, beautiful, when looking at a ship, and then the camera cuts.
People are very, there's a lot of debate as to whether he's talking to a ship, whether he's talking to a person, which ship or person he might be talking to. I think it'd be inappropriate if he was saying it to a person.
Yeah, but it is Riker.
But it's also very Riker for him to say about a ship.
Yeah, it's going to be the Enterprise D.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Do you reckon some sort of like museum ship type setup?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Picked off the planet, the Star Trek Generations planet, and plopped as a museum ship.
Mm.
But then we get onto the Titan A. So it's implied to be the Titan A, but it clearly isn't. And Commander 7 is there.
Mm-hmm.
As saying, we don't know the captain.
Don't know the captain. It's
Yeah.
secrets. It's the secret captain.
Yeah.
The
Titan A itself is just... It looks very much like a design by Bill Krause, which is fine because Bill Krause is working on the series called the Shangri-La. It's just got a filled-in saucer where the Shangri-La, had chunks missing out of it. And I don't like the design, of course.
No.
It looks like it's from the wrong generation. It was a TMP design, and they've just gone like, let's stick it in.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Big old thick saucer though. It looks like a
man.
Yeah,
thick saucer.
Thick saucer. It's got a Enterprise B deflector dish sort of stuff. And I'm like,
yeah, man.
Not everything had to be exactly the same.
Yeah, man. I know what you mean. Personally, I'm a big fan of an actual dish.
Yeah.
Worf's looking good. Geordie's sounding good. Geordie's voiceover was very heartwarming. You taught me how to be a better father.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Looks like it's going to be totes emotion.
Yeah. Again, we'll all shed a tear when Picard dies.
Yeah.
But no villain reveal, no commander of the Titan A reveal, no Denise Crosby reveal.
Yeah, do we reckon Denise Crosby's going to be the captain? Do we reckon it's a legacy character? Do we reckon it's a cameo actor type, a surprise, actor? Maybe it's Ian McKellen.
Well, they've said in interviews, Terry Matalas has said that it's a new character.
Okay.
But
it's not like a new old character?
But before he said that, I thought, I wonder if it's going to be a Brent Spiner.
Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe the captain is a Soong.
No, or like they worked out from having, I don't know, from season 1 going to see all those androids, they worked out how to fix B4 or anything like that. Because they're hiding him as well. They're hiding him, they're hiding the captain, they're hiding Sela, they're hiding... Unless he's just there as part of the museum.
What else are they hiding?
What are you hiding?
What are your secrets, Star Trek Picard?
Yeah. So, God only knows.
I don't know. There's definitely something afoot.
Yeah. I'm finding out Bev's not in Starfleet anymore. And her ship is an ex-Starfleet ship. It's all interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what she's up to. Up to probably giving aid, I bet.
Yeah. Better than giving AIDS.
Should be giving aid. Should be curing AIDS.
Yeah.
But
as I've said to you before, like, I hope they go on to like, Bev knew from All Good Things that Picard was going to get this debilitating disease, so she's just dedicated her life to solving that. And then Picard shows up in an android body, like, don't need it. I'm sorted. Look at me, look at my servos go.
Right, well then, I'm going to do medicine in third world planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd
be like she'll be doing like, King of Scotland, but in space.
Could be, man. Could be.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Anything else about Picard? Got an air date, February something.
16th.
February 16th. Oh, that was one thing. Yeah, apparently, we're going to see the criminal underbelly of the Federation. Cool.
I mean, O'Brien episodes of DS9 where
exactly
either putting him in pain or doing that to him.
Yeah, man. Unless they're gonna give us like Breaking Bad in space.
Yeah.
Come on.
You
How
watch.
fucking
Bev will be cooking space meth.
fucking Federation criminals. How bad could they be?
Yeah.
The fucking merchandising expo.
Yeah.
What
There was one thing that wasn't merchandising. There was the Star Trek Online
Oh
Ascension.
yeah, we'll
update.
do this. Yeah,
Yeah,
Star Trek Online. I'm
Yeah,
very excited about this.
Yeah. I have no idea what Star Trek
So-
Online is. I've been
so-
on podcasts of Star Trek Online, and I have no idea what it is. still.
Right. So Star Trek Online, the way the levels are all set out, there's episodes, and then within those episodes there are different levels.
Yeah.
And the most recent episode that's out is a mirror universe war that's been going on. So we've had Captain Killy, Mirror Leela, who is Admiral Leela.
Yep.
Mira Janeway, who's a liberated Borg.
Mm-hmm.
All these characters. We've found out that there is a Vija in the Mirror Universe, that the Admiral, who we've been alluded to throughout these episodes, not the Admiral, the Emperor. People just talk about, they never say who the Emperor is. They're talking about his cause, his purpose. The Emperor's this does not fit with the Emperor's plan.
Yeah.
Shit like that. And you find out that he's in cahoots with the mirror version of Vija, who is called the Other. So presumably,
Yeah.
at some point we're gonna go and he's gonna scratch off the plate, and it's gonna be like, I've been thinking about what could the name have been for it, for letters to be missing for it to be called the Other. The Other. The is capitalized.
Okay.
So it makes me think that the is definitely in the name.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, the Mirror Universe might not have sent out Voyagers.
Yeah, exactly. So it might have been, it could have been the fourth.
Yeah.
Tote.
This is going to be the Wiz all over again, or no, Zardoz all over again.
So yeah, and it turns out that the Emperor, it's Wesley fucking Crusher, and he's all evil.
One of the worst face models I've ever seen.
Hey man,
if it wasn't
looks great.
He looks great.
I think that face model looks great.
No,
it
doesn't look like Wil Wheaton.
No, it looks like Wil Wheaton. If Wil Wheaton had been born and lived his life with a different body and a different skeleton with different facial bone structure.
Yeah.
That is what Wil Wheaton would have looked like if Wil Wheaton was classically handsome.
Oh.
That's Wil Wheaton with a jawline.
Yeah. I don't think it looks anything like Wil Wheaton.
No,
if the voice was different, I'd have been like, okay, who's this person?
He looks like if I cut off Wil Wheaton's face.
Yeah.
And stretched his face over my chin.
I reckon the model looks more like you or I than it does.
Yeah.
It's like a Sims 4 character creator,
Wait. That's where I've seen you before. You're evil Wil Wheaton.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Now I'll have to kill you.
Evil Wil Wheaton. Yeah, man. And it's fun. It's exciting when you do levels. You play as the evil mirror version of your character, who because your character doesn't have a voice in the interactions in the game, but other characters do. When you play as him, that character has had a terrible accident, and so it has a voice box, and it has an animatronic robot voice that they talk with. It's very silly. It's very fun.
Yeah. But anyway, Nerf. We've got to keep moving.
Yeah, man. So they brought out it was the weirdest, most awkward fucking merchandising expo I've ever seen. Again, it was clearly slapdash. Nothing had been prepared for it. They brought them out on a fucking painter's table, like you would have a market stall on. And they had like towels and shit, Star Trek towels and fucking Star Trek Christmas decorations or whatever. And they showed off these fucking Star Trek Nerf blasters, and they are shit.
I've seen since people who already made their own Star Trek rifles by modding together 2 existing Nerf guns, and that still came out as cheaper.
Star Trek, like, so the thing is with Nerf, I like Nerf. A couple of years ago, I was living with my sister, and my nephew lived there, and so I ended up like just buying loads of Nerf guns on eBay for dirt cheap to play Nerf with my nephew.
Yeah,
and like I've modified a bunch of them, so they could like I could hurt someone with a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
And like these are like very basic Nerf guns. Like I imagine the version that we got was just a prototype. I bet that wasn't even a functioning Nerf blaster. The versions that we are gonna get are like NAF, like, you know, basic basic Nerf guns, and I bet they're gonna charge a fucking extortionate amount for them. So this Nerf gun that I'm about to show you, I bought on eBay for £6. Right, and it is more of a Star Trek phaser than the one that they're going to be releasing.
Yeah,
if you see, just if you look at the silhouette of it, do you see what I mean? It's got like, I am a grown ass man, right? So if you see what I mean, it's got the silhouette like the Type 1 phaser from TOS. That's what they should be making.
Yeah,
and it does this. Right? That is cool.
Yeah.
Right? £6 that cost me. The one that they're going to be selling
darn sight cheaper than what they'll
looks
sell.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one.
And it's the what they're selling is half Borgified as well. So it's not even, they don't look classic or whatever.
Yeah, they've got like a weird design. It's like, do you remember when we were kids? Do you remember when we were kids and the fucking Jurassic Park dinosaur toys that all had like a chunk sliced out of them? Do you remember seeing those dinosaur toys where there was like exposed flesh and skeleton?
Yeah.
Because like that was like the gimmick of the line, but it was like the most popular one. It's like that all over again.
Right. Anyway, we need to get onto Lower Decks, actual Lower Decks. We've got 15 minutes per episode.
Sort your fucking shit out. Sort your merchandising shit out, Paramount.
Yeah. But onto Lower Decks itself. So we missed a week, so we're doing 2 episodes back to back rather quickly. First episode, Mining the Mind Mines. So quickly, what did you think of the episode and non-spoilers?
Non-spoilers, good fun. I feel like that episode maintained a good balance of references and jokes. I had a couple of laugh out loud moments. I actually laughed out loud, and I cheered at one point as well. It was a good high camp concept. Little flecks of theater of the mind type shit. And some funny, it was funny. It was funny, and I liked the high camp.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this because after watching this week's episode, last week I didn't think last week's Mind the Mind Mines was great. I thought it was distinctly average and didn't laugh. But then, like in my non-spoilers for next week, I'm like, well, it didn't have as good a message as last week, and I didn't think the intertwining of the A plot and the B plot was as good. And I'm going back and like, well, I still don't find it particularly funny. You know, the 1 or 2 funny bits. They kind of spoiled the Klingon clowns. They kind of spoiled the Borg snake. I get what you're saying. They were funny bits.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yes, well done. The plot had a theme.
Yeah.
But where were the jokes?
Well, not even with the jokes. I just didn't find it as an interesting an episode.
Oh, right. Okay.
I was just like, okay, like this B plot I thought was like strung out and didn't really go anywhere. Like the Tendi plot didn't really go anywhere.
The one with Tendi.
Tendi, yeah.
Tendi as acting science officer.
Yeah. And then the A plot I thought went on a bit too long, the setup of it. And then it all got resolved like super quickly, where it was just like, oh no, we know what's happened now, and we don't know kind of like why people were doing this, but it's done now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's yeah, I do think that this episode was kind of filler episode.
Yeah,
kind of a filler episode.
It's like middle of the road TNG, isn't it? It's like middle of the road TNG. Like if you're in episode ranking lists, this would be like around 50 of like the TNG episodes.
Yeah,
the 50th.
Yeah, this
best.
Would be like an episode where like
no, it's not great.
There's a concept.
Yeah. Right. So should I do the episode? Let's see if I can do it in 2 minutes. Okay. So there are minds left on this planet that bring your fantasies to life, and if you touch one of the projections, you turn into stone. The Cerritos and another California class, the Carlsbad, are there to clean up the mines and broker a treaty between the scientists on the planet and the native Silicon life called the Scrumble. Tendi's doing officer training and is assigned the mentor, Dr. Miguelo, the bird, the green bird.
Miguelo, I think it's Miguelo.
And who puts her to work working for the captain to teach her to be the voice of science and be able to get that message across. So actually standing up and having your voice heard. Boimler, Mariner and Rutherford are on the planet service competing with the Carlsbad crew to clean up the area. Both are rushing and making mistakes, which ends up letting out loads of nightmares. They retreat into a cave and find that the scientists and the Scrubble have been working together to capture Federation secrets. The away team gets back to the Cerritos to explain the deception, the ruse, but struggle to get a word in because Freeman and the captain of the Carlsbad have been fighting over this little token, ceremonial token that they've been given by the Scrubble, until Tendi comes in, smashes the token, and reveals that it's a spying device. Pretty much the end.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The fucking Scrumble.
Scrumble.
Was it
Whatever.
Scrumble or Scrubble?
I had it as Scrubble.
Scrubble.
Yeah.
Loved it. I loved it. It was a very TOS concept of well, the minds, they could bring your fantasies to life.
TOS would have called it like Medusa stones, though.
Yeah,
something like that.
Did no, so nothing. Did nothing make you lol? You didn't do a lol?
I've got two written down that worked for me. The opening scene where it's that scientist on a planet, and he sees his ex-geology teacher or something like that, who is like in a toga and coming onto him, and she says, "Tell me more about your race car novel." That made me laugh. That's a fair laugh. That
man, race car novel.
Yeah,
and
well, who knows? And when they're trying to get Billings, Ransom's like second guy who's on the planet with them, to go along with like hurrying and collecting all the mines quickly. And they say like, "Oh, the Carlsbad crew's been down talking Ransom's like his team, and they've been saying his core is weak." And he just goes like, "What do you mean his core is weak? His core is the strongest in the fleet." That made me laugh as well. The rest I thought was fine. Tilly, the whole Tilly bit I thought was crap.
You didn't like anything with Tilly?
No. That whole B plot I thought was absolutely rubbish.
Well, the B plot had a moment that made me lol because she's doing her science officer training, and that meeting that she has with Maglimo, where he's first leading up to it, she's like, "Wish me luck," and then she remembers she's a scientist, so she's like, "I mean, wish me facts."
Yeah.
That made me chuckle, and then she gets in there, and he's like, she's like, "So, I mean, what do you normally do for this science training program?" And he's just like, "I had no idea that this was a thing. Like, I didn't know that we did this." Like, this, yeah, but whatever,
That's it.
sounds good. I'm like, I know
It's not done.
exactly. I know how you feel.
Yeah.
I have multiple times. I found out about special offers that the place that I'm working at is running from a customer asking for it.
Yeah.
And like they're like, oh, are you running this fucking the buy one get fucking two up your face?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, the what?
Who? What?
And then like, yeah,
But
and then he's
Yeah.
and then when he's like, your job as a science officer is less about
knowing the
like
science,
actually
it's being able to.
applying scientific
Yeah.
method. It's about being the voice of science. I thought that was a very funny commentary on science officers in general on Star Trek.
Yeah. But the thing that kind of ruined that plot for me was the captains fighting over this token so much. Like they're both trying to give it to one another. They're like, no, you have it. I
Yeah,
insist.
yeah,
No,
man.
you, no,
They
you.
kind of fucking drove that joke into the fucking
Yeah.
ground.
They didn't have to return there like
Yeah, man.
the 3 times we did. It was like, come on, you know, it just gives ammunition to people who say like, oh, this isn't real Star Trek. Captains wouldn't act like that. And you're
Yeah,
like,
man. They wouldn't have an hour and a half long fucking tug of war with a fucking ornament.
yeah. And you're like,
Yeah.
it's hard to, you can't,
You couldn't
even if
think
you
of
wanted to
another
defend
thing.
it, you can't. Yeah.
You couldn't think of another like example.
Or
Of
I
like,
fixed it in my notes.
amiability.
I fixed it in my notes. Instead of just having it being a spying device, have it being a device that spies, but also changes people's personalities. Like they're trying to get secrets from the Federation and ruin the Federation's day by putting a load of these on ships.
See, I'd have been like, I'd have just had that be a thing, and then the next time Tendi goes back, have a different thing be occurring.
Yeah,
that causes conflict.
Yeah, fine. You know,
and then
all that works.
The third time she goes back, have yet another different thing happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you need to, even if they just went, oh, if they just accepted the token and that was it, it'd be fine. That would be
still
plenty
have
of setup.
that, like, no, you take it. No, you take it. You take it.
Okay,
but just do it once.
Yeah.
Just do that once. Just do that once in that one scene. And then the next time, have a different thing be happening. Not still this fucking, but I insist that you take it.
Yeah.
Like,
and if it's a spy device, why did they only bring one up for 2 captains? They should bring one for each. You know, what is up with this plot? Did the Hood have one on? Because the USS Hood was in this and, you know, left there early. Who cares about the Cerritos having a spy device on? It does like the shit jobs. The Hood is dropping off admirals every other week. Why not have a spy device there?
Yeah, the Hood solved the initial problem with the fucking mind mines in the opening credits.
Yeah.
Off camera. We didn't even see them deal with it.
Other Easter eggs or whatever.
I think most of those will be in the fantasy thing, the main plot, which is like some of the funny fucking like mind bombs that we got.
Yeah. So he had Leah Brahms there as the object for affection for Rutherford, of course.
Excellent. Nice to see her being a creep for once.
Yeah. Mariner. Apparently, we know she had a love-hate thing with Jennifer the Andorian, but apparently it's more love-hate than we thought.
Maybe it's like serious, but it's like not serious, but like maybe it's like one of those like things that isn't serious, but it kind of is like a serious thing.
Yeah. But, then when it turns into the nightmare, she turns real possessive of her, like more possessive, like we're gonna get married or whatever.
Yeah.
I could swear, and I haven't been able to find it. You know, I was searching around today.
Are you about to say the thing I'm about to fucking say?
The personal scooter?
The scooter? The guy who's riding it?
Oh, I didn't even look for him.
Mate! There's a fucking conspiracy there.
Yeah. That personal scooter, I am so sure that I've seen concept art of that before from around TMT.
Whacked myself on the shin with that Nerf gun.
Oof. But I have not been able to find it. Like a little personal scooter that's a one-man thing. and I can't find it. I was driving myself mad looking, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been driving myself mad looking for who did the voice, because I could have
the Admiral.
sworn that was fucking Kelsey Grammer.
Maybe
Like
they couldn't get him last week though.
I know that's the thing.
week
I'm
one.
like, but
Yeah.
why? But like, it sounds so much like him, and it looks like him. I was like, was that Bateson? And I
Yeah.
looked. I'm like, it sounds just like him. And I've looked, and it doesn't say anywhere who the Admiral was or who voiced it.
No, that's a pain.
If anyone knows who that motherfucker is or what that fucking shit he was riding was,
Yeah, let us know, please.
let us know, because I want to know.
Yeah. There was also the Kukla Khan.
Yeah, man. That was my other like laugh out loud and cheering moment. Kukla Khan. It's actually pronounced. They actually pronounce it right in the episode.
I can pronounce it any type I want.
Kukulkan.
Kukulkan
is the actual pronunciation of the deity of a dead religion.
I'll pronounce it how William Shatner does. I also say sabotage.
Yeah, so in the animated series there was Kukla Khan, and Kukulkan. And Kukulkan is the actual way, and they said it that way in Lower Decks, which made me go, I'm a nerd.
They should have said it each way, like different.
They could have done
like the same with Mugotu or whatever.
Well, wait a minute. Let me just check. Let me just Google. Let me just do a quick Google. It is still an active religion.
Okay.
It is still an active religion, and so out of respect to the deity of an active religion, a religion of minorities.
Okay, fair enough then.
Out of respect, we could say whatever the fuck we want about Yahweh and Allah, and most of the Hindu gods are fucked up but sexy.
Who doesn't love multiple arms for touching? Did you have a message for the episode?
Yeah, not every, people, not everything is on the surface.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to dig a little deeper,
So that
not everything is as it seems.
Yeah.
No.
That's where I say I thought this message of the episode was like, it came out fairly strongly for everything.
Just because it's red don't mean it's a lollipop.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So don't just go licking random shit.
No. Should we push on to next episode? So
yes.
Episode 4, Room for Growth. Non-spoilers, what did you think of the episode?
Yeah, it was all right. It was good. I like a romp.
Yep.
It was a bit of a romp.
Mm-hmm.
I like a it's the third thing in the past week that I've seen that has featured someone going down into the corridors, into the in-between spaces of a place. What We Do in the Shadows, House of the Dragon, both featured secret passageways, and this one kind of, I was like, that's a weird thing that keeps coming up, little tunnels.
Yeah,
it's a weird bit of synchronicity. I don't believe in that though, so I was like, it's just a coincidence. Yeah, it was fun. I don't think anything made me laugh out loud.
Really? I
Wait,
think
let me check my notes. I did make notes.
So while you're checking notes, I'll say I thought it was a better episode than last. Even though I didn't think the message was as good, I didn't think the work between the A plot and the B plot was as good. I just found it funny.
What a state of affairs. When like in the thing, I'm like, yes, but did it make me laugh? Oh, but are we in non-spoilers?
We can go to spoilers. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because like you've got to go somewhere. Yes, Boimler's not Boimler's, Mariner. saying she loves exploring ethical grey areas. Same thing here, mate. The fucking holodeck bank robbery for the Doctor and for the
Shanks.
For Shax and is it Ta'ana? Ta'ana. Loved that. That was I thought that was cute.
Apparently Diane Tiana.
Diane.
Yeah.
Which is her sexy bedroom persona.
Yeah.
I loved that. Them doing a bank robbery to get in the mood. Obviously the scene where they all start tripping balls.
Yep.
For some reason, that was fun for me. And let me just double check. I remember now why I don't like this episode, even though it made me laugh loads.
Yeah.
Now I remember why I don't like this episode. The other thing that made me laugh loads. Well, no, not laugh. The thing that made me happy was Tendi whipping Boimler and Mariner.
Yeah, just
that
with a
was
stick
great.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. It was like her Orion sort of like cultural identity came out somewhat as she immediately became a femdom.
Yeah. Right. Let me do the episode wrap up, and then I can do the bits that I found funny or whatever.
Cool.
So Captain Freeman got masked like the TDNG episode Masked. The engineering crew needs downtime after cleaning that up and gets sent to a relaxation ship, the Dove or the USS Dove, I can't remember. Freeman gets aggravated by the engineering crew not spending their downtime relaxing. They're doing engineering and gets extra stressed herself. Luckily, the engineers engineer the way out of it by making a relaxation device that cools her down and gets saved from being taken away from the Cerritos to Earth to have a full relaxation or whatever. And the engineers enjoyed that because there's no greater stress relief for them than solving a problem. Back on the ship, Mariner, Boimler, and Tendi find out that there's quarters, a lottery because there's spare quarters going, and they find out that Delta Shift is going to cheat the lottery, rig it so they win. So they decide our lower deckers decide to rig the lottery for themselves. They have to crawl through the bowels of the ship to get up to into all weird rooms to get through and cheat for themselves, but they decide not to because they want to stay together because there's only one room going. The end.
Yay!
I was too much in my mind for that.
No, that was good. That was concise.
Yeah. So I like the when the captain's turning everything into rocks or temples, like bits of the temple. Boimler is tuning his violin, and she goes through and turns it into a rock. It's like, tune that. I like that.
I
like that they say like
thing was hilarious. The mask thing was funny,
especially because it's happened to them before. They're like, oh, the ship got turned into a temple again. You know, all that was good. I like the hallucinations in the hydroponics room.
They were good. They were good. Have you, if you don't mind me asking, what is your experience with psychotropics?
Not that heavy. No LSD. Right?
I'll let you know. It's visually from what they were seeing. I would liken it partially to shrooms.
Yeah.
But when Boimler was an egg. Yeah. Or when Freeman rather was an egg.
Yeah.
I will say, ketamine did once turn me into a crystal ball. So somewhere between mushrooms and ketamine.
Yeah. I like the feed the rabbits. I'm going to go find a way out this maze. I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah, man. I love the like when you're tripping balls and like you say like a very pragmatic statement regarding the very ridiculous delusion in your mind.
Yeah.
Like in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where he looks across the bar and he sees it full of lizards and the room's filling up with like there's blood all over the carpet, and he says, "We're gonna need some fucking golf shoes to get out of here."
Yeah. I like
Loved it.
the conversation where they're waiting to go through the thing or whatever, and they said, "What are you gonna like have as your way to ask people to come into your room?" Riker says, "Come." I want to say, "Come," like Riker does.
Yeah.
Or I'll just say, "Come on in," or something like that. I thought that was good.
Cool. Yeah, Tendy's like, "Come on in, friend," and then you're my friend.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Or when like they're deciding to stick together or whatever, where they'll be like, "No, we've only got a couple years left together because Tendy's on this officer track and she'll move up and have quarters, and Boimler, you'll kill yourself in 6 months' time through this bold Boimler stuff you've got going on."
You're being like your fully actualized self and everything. You're gonna die.
Yeah, I thought that was good as well. Yeah. But yeah, I just found this episode more amusing, more interesting. The battle of the ship is always interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I do too. I think that this episode had the most moments that I liked, but it did have the moment that I disliked the most out of any episode of Lower Deck so far. The resolution for the captain, where like how did I have it right? So the workers are stressed. So the proletariat is stressed. But do you know what will make you feel better? Is if you actually work more to relieve the stress of the proletariat.
But it was a different type of work. It was the work they enjoyed doing.
Yeah, because like they're happy in their work. You know, the workers.
No,
they love doing they love labor. They love doing labor.
They love problem solving. They don't love doing labor for labor's sake. So when they were cleaning up the temple, they were just like scrubbing the decks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and like they love problem solving. And so like what they should do how they should focus that problem solving is appeasing the masters.
I thought it was fun.
I didn't like it, man. I'm still too fucking rock and roll for this shit. Yeah. That's 3 times now that this fucking series has had this like weirdly fucking like just this weird flavor of pro-establishment.
Yeah.
Like this totally authoritarian bullshit. Like I'm too fucking anti-establishment for this shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, no fucking way, bro.
Yeah.
No fucking way are you telling me that the fucking proletariat should just smile and enjoy their work because in the grand scheme of things isn't making the upper echelons of the structure happier? Doesn't that make you happier?
So was that your message from it then?
Well, I mean, the rest of it is like, friendship.
See, I got sometimes you're in the right place without even knowing it.
Nah, mate.
So problem solving or staying
sometimes
together
the
as
fucking
team.
proletariat, the fucking bourgeoisie will try to frame things in the mind of the fucking working class.
Yeah,
this is bullshit.
I did like as well for the resolution of the I don't know which is the A plot or B plot. The main Lower Deckers plot, not the captain plot, was they were saying, "Oh no, there's only one room, so we'll give it to them, and that'll ruin their relationship with Delta Shift." And Delta Shift just decide to all move into this one room because it's still better than the corridor.
Yeah,
and you go like, because I was ahead of that, and I was like, they should just move in together, like. In Voyager, people shared rooms, those bunk beds in rooms. And then the episode beat me like by them doing that. And I was like, yeah, you beat me. Yeah.
Well,
so I thought that was decent as well.
Yeah, I maybe would have suggested that if I was one of them. I don't know. Might have done. Might have. Maybe wouldn't have though.
Yeah.
I kind of need to live alone.
Well, it's still living more alone than the corridor.
I don't know. I think like if we're all together,
If
that's
you're
one thing.
all
If
together
it's
alone,
all together with just these fuckers,
yeah.
I don't know, man. You ever
Mm.
seen that movie? The British movie, Keira Knightley in it. These 4 students get like stuck in a bomb shelter,
Nah.
and they all end up going mad and killing each other.
Oh, fun.
Be like that.
Yeah.
I've lived with people a lot over the past few years.
Yeah. Anything else on the episode though? Because we're
Um,
coming right up to time.
and it's some fucking bootlicking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Yeah. I liked it.
It's
I
my
liked it
biggest love-hate episode of
so
Star
far.
Trek, of new Trek so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fits in, you know, considering Masks is such a hated episode. It can pull your hate from Masks.
I love masks.
Yeah. Then it's a love hate sort of thing, you know, and has just translated for you love hating this episode.
Whoa! Oh man, you made. Oh, now this episode of Failing Frequency has a theme.
Synergy,
Yeah, man.
synergistic things.
Yeah, I guess we're ready to bring this to an end.
Yeah. In which case,
how do people get in touch with us?
there's an email address, there's a TikTok, there's comments, there's whatever down below, right here. The same way, I should have said time codes up front. If you've got to this point, you could skip back using a time code.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know
Absolutely.
why you would.
Go and answer those questions, which I've forgotten, but I remember there were. Oh yeah, who was the bearded man? And who is the bearded man? And what is the bike?
Yeah.
But
other than that, peace and long life, double dumbasses.
Yeah, man. Live long and prosper. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Lots of the P's.
Yeah, mate. It's something that I and Paramount need to learn.
One day.